I'm more anxious now.
And I'm like,
I
this
gotta
is fine.
get better at this.
This is fine. Everything like the dog meme.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
This is fine. Everything's burning. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Share The Backline, the podcast where one washed-up local musician and one video producer wax poetic about gripes, triumphs, and the mundane. I'm your host, O'Brien.
And I'm HATElyn, and I'm filling in for Beardley today.
Yay! Do the clap one.
Woo.
Down.
No, the
That
one
one
below
works.
it. The one below it.
And filling in for HATElyn, we got Cheyenne.
I already got something wrong. I'm not sure if you let me in here.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Woo.
Every time the first time HATElyn does a button, she hits like 3
On
wrong ones.
accident. So like I did the cash one, and it like accidentally like I didn't even press it, and I went to go to the other one, and it like went. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
they
shit.
got their hair
All right, I'm
triggers
taking
on
this
there.
off. Cannot be Beardley for much longer. That's itchy.
All right, so Beardley is
Wait, what?
he's we're getting producer notes.
I know.
Beardley's at a wedding, so he couldn't do this episode. But I thought it'd be a good opportunity for all of you to get to know HATElyn, so we can go over
This
her.
is what I look like, not with the beard or the Photoshop tiny head.
Photoshop tiny head on top. I don't even know which character that is on Suits.
Me, I didn't even know what Suits was.
Yeah, me neither.
I
So
just saw, I was
brought
like,
it up.
that's cool. Look at their heads and my little face.
It's like, why is he watching these guys in suits on TikTok all the time? And then he started watching the show.
He's gonna start playing like the back music to Justin Timberlake. Suit
Yeah.
and tie.
Seriously. I'm surprised he's not wearing suits to work.
Trying to be them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Beardley.
Shout out to Beardley.
Shout out to Beardley. Shout out to Beardley. Burn, 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 burn.
Oh, she got it on the nice. First try on the button.
Whoop, whoop.
But yeah, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to introduce HATElyn to all of you because she kind of entered the podcast
Really late.
rather abruptly and late, but we had been looking for a video producer and asked her to do it, and she's slotted in right away and gotten the hang of things. And
I appreciate it. I honestly thought I was gonna get fired on the first day.
no, yeah, it's been really fun to have you on. We've gotten a lot of good feedback, but yeah, we had a question from a friend of the pod, Gil, who was like confused about HATElyn, HATElyn. We addressed that on the last
On the
episode.
last podcast, yeah.
Damn it, reference the last pod. So go listen to that one. But yeah, so I'm gonna treat this like you're a guest today. So let everybody get to know you and
We
stuff.
got this.
So give us your bona fides. Give us your creds.
My creds. I've been to like 3 email shoots. Just kidding. Yeah, no, that's about it. That's all I got for you. I was in band in middle school.
Played the trumpet.
Yeah, I played the trumpet. My mom's trying to get us to do mariachi band because my sister played the violin. She goes, all you guys need is someone to play the guitar.
Dude, well, because I did woodwind repairs for a while. I played saxophone in like the 3rd grade, and for somehow
Sexy sax man.
I started. That's where I met Sexy Sax Man.
Shout out, sexy
Shout
sax
out,
man.
Shout out, Sexy Sax Man.
I hope you're doing well. You made me laugh. I appreciate everything you did. I even showed my dad, and he showed all of his friends.
But yeah, I started working at this music store, and then I started taking all I was doing there was like, because it was a music store, it was like near a bunch of schools, and that's the music store that all the schools in that district would go rent their instruments from. So what I got hired for was just to clean all of the instruments.
The spit out of everything.
Basically, just getting them ready to be rented out, and I started taking them apart and stuff, and that's how I got into like woodwind repairs. Like I could do this. One of the woodwind repair guy was he saw me taking them apart, putting them back together, and he's like, I could show you. And then that's how I got like a permanent job at that music store. But a lot of the people that brought in instruments for repairs were like banda guys, like their trumpets and their saxophones and stuff, and clarinets and everything. And a lot of them were just like high school kids that were really good. And then they had a bunch of different gigs, but the gigs that paid the most were the banda gigs. He was
insane.
like, these bars fucking pay everybody.
Well, even like professional mariachis, my cousin had a sweet 15, her quinceañera, and they hired like one of the most known people, and it was so expensive to have them there. And I was like, that's insane. That's more than you would pay a regular person to do it.
A regular person.
Literally, and then they did like what they do at restaurants, where they go to table to table to table to table and have you like play their song and stuff. Mm-hmm. But they didn't even play that long. They took like a long ass break while we were there, and I'm like, they're paying this much to have them here? It's wild.
Yeah, I don't know which came first, like the chicken or the egg, but one person was explaining it to us, and he just said that the restaurants and the bars and stuff, and these party planning for like these Mexican parties, he said they know how to take care of the musicians. He's like, we all get paid, we all get fed.
Shout out to the brown people.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. It's like a family, like it's a family event. You show up to a Mexican party, you're part of the family.
Like everyone's
literally
taken care of.
Everyone's gonna get fed. You're gonna take food home. You're gonna get desserts to go home. Like it's a whole family ordeal.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there listening to all this, and I'm like, I have to sell tickets. I have to sell tickets for this place, and then get paid nothing. Basically,
you're like, I should pick up some mariachi gigs on the side.
I'm like, you don't even have to play the full drum set. Like they have a snare guy, they have a bass drum guy, they have a cymbal guy. I'm like, dude, I'm playing all of it and getting paid nothing. But that's what he's like, dude, you gotta like. He's like, I only do that. He's like, that's where I get my money. Mm-hmm. He's like, and then I do the
everything
other stuff
else for play.
Exactly, for fun. So yeah, you fucking dust off that old drum and get back on it.
I should find it, because I think I got mine for like $100 from like some kid who was in band who got like a better one. But he was like, yeah, this is mine. I'm like, all right, this is cool. And I remember my mom being like, why did you pick the loudest one to do?
They're all loud.
She'd throw me in the
Mom, they're all
backyard.
loud.
She'd throw me in the backyard and be like, you can practice outside, just not in the house. Because our house had all tile, even in the rooms. And my mom was like, oh yeah, no. Outside you go.
Just perfect acoustics. It's like downstairs. It's like we were talking about recording, even here, because the ceilings are vaulted in this room, in the other room.
Shout out to Beerly. We've read it off the front.
My God.
My bad.
Sorry, Beerly. But we were talking about recording downstairs eventually in that room with the bookshelf and everything. And I was like, it's
echoey.
Like recording in a giant guitar. It's like sitting in a guitar.
You're going to put these like wood. Things everywhere plus egg crates like on top of them.
Yeah, we'd have to cover all the natural wood in there. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be able to have like portable things to put up for the sound.
Yeah.
But he thought he liked the idea, but I think it's nicer in here. It's like all tight and stuff, and we can control the sound in here a little better. But we've gone through lists on episodes before you showed up. We've done like top bands, shows, movies. So let's get into some of those with you. We'll give people we'll do your top 5 desert island artists.
Desert island artists.
So the last 5 artists or bands that you
but I have 6.
Can listen to.
I can't.
Sophie's choice. The good son. You got to let one fall off the cliff. Spoiler alert.
Okay, let's see.
Spoiler alert from a movie.
Spoiler.
30 years ago.
Darth Vader's actually Luke's father.
What? Thanks a lot.
Just kidding. I would have to say Dance Gavin Dance. I love all of their music, even the new stuff. I don't know any of the people in the band's names. Some people are like, oh, what about this guy? And I'm like, I don't know. They're all good. It's just good. Katy Perry. I love Katy Perry. I can't live without Katy Perry.
So is Dance oh my God, Dance Gavin Dance number 1? Or are you going 5 to 1? I guess it doesn't matter if it's Desert
No,
Island.
if
Right?
it's Desert Island, it doesn't matter. That's like top
Okay.
5. Billie Eilish, everything she releases is so good.
Nice.
So good. Paramore. I haven't listened to their new album yet, though. It dropped like not too long ago.
Solid choice.
Oh, it's so hard.
You gotta listen to the new album until you like it.
I know, right? Till you subconsciously listen to it.
Then you hear it at the grocery store in a
Yep.
couple years.
When you're old. I would say, fuck, this is so hard. Let's go to 311. You can't go wrong.
So who are you cutting out?
Little Nas X. He's newer.
Yeah.
He's good, though.
He's a genius.
He really is. He power plays everything.
Yeah.
He makes career moves. Gets that money.
Like the blood in the shoes.
Dude, so good. Jerry Springer.
There was an episode. Go back and listen to it. Go back and find it.
You're lucky you're not eating beans today.
I could not stop talking about satanic imagery and how much I appreciated Lil Nas X for getting people all riled up.
Yeah.
Because it was such a throwback.
Well-
It was like when Kiss put blood, or when Kiss just even showed up,
Mm-hmm.
like because they put their blood in the comic book.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the whole moms like picketing and stuff, like
Well, with that, and then the first male pregnant man, like that's what he called his album, was a baby, and that was like a big controversy of like, that's why we have the pregnant man emoji. That's what he used it.
Oh,
for.
really?
Yeah. He used that. He was like, "This is my baby," and everyone's like, "You're pregnant? Are you trans? Are you this? Are you that?" And everyone's like trying to dissect it. And he goes, "Oh, here's my album. That's my baby."
boom,
Yep.
just stays making moves.
Literally. I wish.
So honorable mention, Lil Nas X
Yep.
on the desert. You didn't make it to the desert
I love
island,
you.
but,
I love you, but
but shout out to Lil Nas X. He's on it. Cheyenne's just listening for that word.
yep.
Oh, it's like you can't say it for SHOUTOUT. Did I spell that right?
I don't even know.
It's like when you can't say walk near a dog.
Oh yeah, WALK.
Yeah, you want to go for a WLK?
I say that to Sassy, and if Sassy hears you, she's like, she gets all excited and she starts to bark, and then you're like, all right, dude, let's go.
When she's like, she knows how to spell it now.
Literally.
You want to do movies?
Yeah, let's do movies.
Did you have 6 on this one too? We're gonna have to kill one. F, marry, kill.
No. Fuck Harrison Ford. Dude, he is a dilf.
Right now, he's like 80
I
years
would
old.
fuck him now. I love him.
It's like I don't know. We're
Solo.
like you're an ideal threesome.
Dude.
Objection.
Objection. Who would I put him with? Who would I fuck him with? Who would you fuck him with?
I don't know. Are we doing like the same age bracket?
Nah, it could be someone younger.
I don't know. You know who my celebrity crush is right now?
Who?
What's her name? Florence Pugh?
From Black Widow, the sister.
Yeah.
Dude, I love her from Fighting with My Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her too.
So her and Harrison Ford.
Hell yeah, sign me up. All right, so movies, 50 First Dates, classic.
I watched that yesterday.
I'm jealous.
It's on HBO, I think.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's something I can watch like over and over and over and like not get tired of it.
That's one of those. I think I talked about it with you, Shane.
Take a bean. Take a bean. Take a bean.
All right, so
No, I have to pick.
oh yeah, you're right. So in the last episode, we introduced the bean game. So today, my rule is if I touch the mic, I gotta take a bean. And for HATElyn, if she says literally, I told you it smells.
Wait.
I knew you were gonna pick a spotted one because they look like puke. This looks like puke. Beardly, zoom in on this when you edit this. This looks like literal vomit in a capsule.
Good thing you have coffee. That's why I'm saving this. Like, I'm sipping
to
it.
wash these down.
You're gonna see me like censor it out. Be like,
Oh my god. Oh god. Do I have to eat it?
yeah, eat it.
It's giving me
Turn it
chills.
around. let the people see you.
It's giving me chills.
Don't gag, I'll throw up. Swallow your take the coffee with.
And then they're chewy, so it's not like it just crunches and I can swallow it. Oh, come here.
ASMR. Can we do an ASMR pod?
Chewing mouth sounds.
Vomit. Was it barf or is it dead fish?
It's barf. It's barf.
Woosah.
Serenity now!
Breathe through it.
It's stuck on the back of my tooth.
Look at her face.
All right. I'm going to sit on my hands. I'm not touching the mic. That was bad. All right. You can shorten that. Barely, you can shorten this whole segment. Woo! All right. So, what were we talking about? Here, 50 First
50
Dates.
First Dates.
Oh, yeah. So, I think it was Cheyenne. We were talking about how the way DVDs played. I don't know if you guys remember, like you put the DVD in and then it plays the movie and then it goes to the menu and it's like playing the song. Mm-hmm. And then that was one, but I would just leave one DVD in for weeks at a time.
I did it with Nitro Circus. Like, I don't know why I was obsessed with Nitro Circus. You good, buddy?
I can still taste it.
And I did that with Nitro Circus, and she's the man. I'll put that on replay and just be like, this is so good.
Yeah. 50 First Dates was one of those. And then if the menu thing plays long enough, it just starts playing the movie again.
By itself.
So it would just always be on. So I'd get home and then just fall asleep to that movie.
Like, this is so nice.
Yeah. It was one of those.
Especially if you lose the remote with
Yeah.
DVD players. And then they stopped having the play buttons on them.
Mm-hmm. I always thought, there's no analog way of turning it on.
So you're like,
if you lose a remote, you're kind of screwed.
let's just see what happens.
Is there an app for this?
Right.
But, I'm like,
Don't think about the bar.
oh my God. I'm just trying not to gag. All right.
So 50 First Dates. She's the man. Pitch Perfect. Princess Diaries. And Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, throw Harrison Ford in there.
I love Harrison Ford. This is crazy. I didn't watch Star Wars until I was 16, 17.
Wow, really?
So I watched all the Indiana Jones movies when I was like young with my parents. That's what we watched. So like Harrison Ford. Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's an unstoppable force.
It really is. And I didn't know. It's like, nobody cancel me. Like this, I didn't know that there was 1, 2, and 3, like 3 movies of those because I only ever watched the Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
And I was like, this is so good. This is
why didn't they make more of these?
And then I started
Boom,
watching
bonus.
the other ones of like The Last Crusade. And I was like, wait, this is the first one? And I had to go through and watch all of them.
And then Young Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. Young Indiana Jones. It's good. But Harrison Ford's not in it. It's just like some random actor.
Boom.
But it's good. I had them on VHS.
Nice. Was that 5? Yeah.
Yeah, that was 5.
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes.
What's up with Amanda Bynes now?
Dude, okay, so I guess some girl actually found her on the streets, like wandering in LA because she got clean, was doing really well. What's the word? Not emancipated, but I guess emancipated like from her parents in that sense because they had like conservatorship over her.
Oh, okay.
Someone found her. This is really fucked up. Found her wandering the streets of LA and then took out their phone and made a TikTok. And was like, hey, girl, what's up? And then they end up having to, like, call the police because she didn't know where she was at. And they, like, 5150'd her.
Ah, that sucks. So she, like, blew up on TikTok.
Again,
just being on
yeah.
the street.
But she doesn't look like... Because when she acted, she was very, like, slender. Mm-hmm. And then, like, when she was going through rehab and stuff, she, like, got clean and sober. But she's put on a little bit of weight. Her face was a little bit round. Mm-hmm. And then when they showed her on the street, she like went back to being super slender.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
She had
So
like a round face, though.
yeah, but I mean, who knows what she's up to now? She was such a good actress, but obviously with, I think it's Dan Schneider, all of the allegations and stuff, everyone got paid off. Nobody talks about it.
What?
If you go back, like, what is it on our, maybe our next podcast.
Death Clause?
Yeah, Death Clause that we do, we can talk about it because a lot of people, like, got paid off. And, like, Jeanette McCurdy talked about it, like, how it was abuse. Same thing if you look back on the reels of, like, Victorious and stuff. Everyone's uncomfortable when he's around.
Weird. But everybody got paid off. It's crazy how, like, some people get canceled and some people can afford to not get canceled.
Literally, like, let me just pay you off and then keep the fame. Just don't take my name out of your mouth. Like, that's wild.
Yeah. I want that kind of money. I'm just kidding.
No, you don't.
I won't get canceled. Don't dig into my past. But you've also want to ask. So this is going to be your 6th episode.
Yep.
So how do you feel? We did a State of the Pod episode, but I don't think you were here for that one yet. So how do you feel so far being on this pod?
I feel good. It's fun. I feel like we all like click really well. It's not just like, oh, HATElyn's here. Like, it's not like
I mean, barely get quiet when you walk in.
They're like, damn, why did we hire her?
How do we tell her?
How do I tell her not to show up? Just kidding. But no, I think it's really fun. I like it. Like, it's different. I've never done anything like this, and I've always wanted to do stuff like this, and I just never have, I guess.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's fun. I let everyone know. Like, today, we went to a party, and my cousin was like, oh, yeah, to his friends, oh, she's on a podcast. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's Share The Backline. And everyone is, like, in this scene. So they're like, oh, that's such a good name. Like, that's so cool.
That's
and
one
then,
of those, like, if you know, you know.
Yeah, literally. And then my cousin's...
She said it.
Fuck.
You're probably going to get a good one. That could be anything.
Do I smell it or do I just eat it?
You just got to eat it.
The whole thing? Did you just put the whole thing in your mouth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a Band-Aid. What if it is old Band-Aid?
Nope. I can't do that.
What?
Fuck no.
Cheater! But what?
I'm gonna throw up.
What was it?
Barf.
That one's barf? I thought mine was barf.
It's Tutti Frutti. It's the same one. So gross.
Do you need the trash can?
No. No. Give me a blue jelly bean.
All the blue ones are good? You're like, this one's barf too.
Imagine I cry. I would be like, all right, bye guys. This is my last podcast. Okay. I have tears.
The game you brought to the table.
It's so fun though.
You look like you're having a great time.
Fuck.
Eat a bean.
God damn it. All right, so you're...
Booger or dead fish? Just kidding. It's dead fish or peach.
All right, so continue with your story.
Well-
You told you were telling your cousins?
Oh yeah, his best friend.
Fuck.
Is it dead fish?
Mm-hmm.
Does it taste like fish?
Well,
If you gag, I throw up. Just kidding. You can spit it out. I spit mine out.
all right.
Well, I told Beardley we should have like. Is there a trash can?
Yeah.
Can you put this over there? I don't want to touch it. I don't want to know my fingers, my fingies.
Oh. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, he told his best friend. He goes, oh, "I used to do a podcast. That's so cool." And then he was, shout out to Nate. Beep, beep, beep.
What up, Nate?
Yeah, he followed us And he was like, yeah, I'll listen. I'm totally down. I support the podcast. I'm like, all right, this is cool. Like, I let people know, and then people think I'm joking, and then go to, like, my Instagram and, like, the tag pictures, and it's me in the beard. Like, okay, that's pretty cool. I'm like, it's fun. I like it. It's, like, different. And it's weird because, like, I was never in the scene. Like, yes, I listened to certain music. Yes, I wasn't allowed to dress, like, emo scene, nothing. But I went to, like, almost like a private school. Couldn't have writing on us, couldn't wear a bunch of bracelets. Like, I don't have anything like that. But, like, listening to the music to an extent, but not, like, the hardcore shit that you guys do. But it's fun to get to be in here, like, I'm a Katy Perry stan.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have just different, like I said, like that's kind of how hardcore is. It's kind of like the way grunge was in the 90s. It was made by kids just listening to everything because they were it's fucking raining all the time.
And
they
it's
were just
crazy
stuck in there listening to everything.
because my parents are a lot younger than, like, my other friends' parents. They're only 49, I think.
Oh, wow.
So they grew up in the 80s of, like, the prime of music, 90s, 80s. So we listened to all the old rap, all the alternative. My mom was more of, like, a grunge alternative person. So we grew up on her music. My dad was more into Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, Biggie Smalls. So we got the whole thing of meshed together.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
When a bunch of genres were new, like budding.
New music was nothing like it was before.
Yeah.
Reimagined.
I think that's as I see kids now where, like, your generation is talking about, so we talked about going to emo nights. Like, it's like the people I would see at 80s nights when I was a kid. And I think about that because you were little when, like, the emo that we were listening to when we were, like, in high school
Yeah,
and
I
out
was
of
in
high
middle
school.
school.
So you were in, like, middle school. But to me, I listened to, like, a shitload of grunge still, like, from the 90s. And that's kind of like, I was that age, like the age you were when you were listening to, like,
That
Take
music
Me Back
came out.
Sunday and shit. So I get that, like, when, like, Pearl Jam would come out and we were in high school or after high school and they'd have a show or whatever, we'd be like, let's go fucking watch them. But by then we would go, and then the people are older, you know, at the, like, the crowds and stuff, and we would.
Well, that's like Cheyenne's parents. They are a lot older than my parents. So, like, she grew up on the Beatles. I don't know who else, the Smiths, like, things like that I just didn't listen to. It's like a huge generational gap.
Yeah. There was also, like, in the 80s and 90s, there was a huge rebellion against all that commercial music. But then that music, you know, it's always like, we're talking
Circles
about, like,
back.
yeah. And, like, everyone rebels and then does this one thing. But then if everybody's doing that, then there's fucking profit to be made.
Yep.
So,
Like they did with the When We Were Young, like, fest. Because
Yeah.
we're all old now. They're like, yeah, let's
they all
do
have
it.
jobs, and none of them are having kids anymore because the fucking population is dipping.
Everyone
It's like
has
people have less
pets.
kids, like households with, you know, like polyamorous couples and stuff. They're polyamorous couples. What would you call that? Polyamorous
Yeah.
teams? You call them teams? Like, yeah, like multiple
Families. Polyamorous families.
people. Yeah,
I
you
don't
have
know.
like 3 or 4 people in one house, and they're all working. They all have no kids. They're, you know, it's like there's a lot more.
It's like the people with the
income now.
dual income
Exactly. Yeah.
parents, but for pets. Now pets are on pet insurance.
Yeah.
Like,
They got to fucking cash it somehow. You're not having kids, all right? We're gonna fucking pet tax. Here we go.
sign them off. But you would think with the insurance that you could write them off on
Yeah,
taxes.
put them on taxes.
I think you can for service dogs, but not for
I want to touch the mic so bad.
do it. I'll touch mine.
Fuck.
It's nice.
It's like when you can't scratch your nose and you see other people scratching their nose.
Do you say you're itching it or you're scratching it?
You're scratching it. Do you say itching?
I say itching.
I gotta itch my nose.
I gotta itch this spot.
Do you do that ironically, or you just always said that?
I've always said that.
Nerd.
You're a nerd.
All right, so we got your creds. We got your top 5 bands, top 5 movies. We had to kill off Lil Nas X.
I love you still. Keep making those power moves.
So we were talking about having cool scars.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah, speaking of not being able to scratch yourself, you thought casts were cool.
Dude, yes, they are.
And what did you do?
Okay. I'm gonna sound like an idiot.
That's how we brought it up, because I said, because once we ended the last episode, barely, because he couldn't say yeah dude without eating one of the Bean Boozles, and I don't think he did.
No, he started to and he was like, yeah.
And then the
then
last one, he
stopped.
waited for me to say yeah, and then he said
He's like,
dude,
dude.
right
Yeah.
after. But when we ended, I was like, yeah dude. He was like letting them all out, and I
Scratch
said,
it out.
it's like when you get your cast off and you can finally scratch your arm.
Oh yeah.
So, and then you told us an interesting story. Why don't you share?
Okay.
This is fucking bonkers.
Growing up, people have casts around me, and I was like, that's so cool.
You can write on them.
You can write on
You get
people, direct
attention.
nice pictures. You get out of shit. You don't have to write if it's your right hand or your left hand. Like, it's cool. I lived in the high desert growing up. We had a giant ass pine tree in the backyard, and I thought it was really cool. Again, like my friend did dirt bike racing. She always break her collarbones. She's broken her arm before. I was like, that's cool. I want to do that.
Tomboy shit.
Yeah, literally. Oh, dude. Am I gonna throw up again?
You can spit it out. Oh, fuck. Do you know what that one could be?
This is the same one I gave you.
Oh, really?
Dead fish or peach? Is it worse than the last
We should
one?
put a drum roll on the thing. It's not as bad as puke. You gotta chew it at least once.
I did. Look at that.
You bit through it.
Take the shit out of my mouth. Kobe. Can't breathe.
Better?
Yeah.
All right, so you wanted a cast.
I wanted to cast. So I climbed up our pine tree. And head first. Arms out. Tried breaking her wrist and arm. Nothing. So I climbed back up again. Did it again.
It's fucking wild.
Climbed back up again. Tried jumping off like feet first. And my mom got mad. She came outside and she was like, knock your shit off. I don't know what you're doing. And I told her and she's like, get in the house. But yeah, I really wanted to cast. But the worst thing that like ever I've never broken bones. The worst thing that's ever happened to me when I was a child, during that era, I fractured my growth plates in my leg or my ankle.
And that's like on the outside of your ankle, right?
Mm-hmm. And they were hairline fractures. So they said that I couldn't do surgery because if they put screws in, it's going to give them more hairline fractures. So like, you just got to let it heal. And I was like,
just
try just
imagine
for
like when you
3
put
weeks.
a screw in wood and it just splits.
Yeah, that's basically what they explained it as. And they're like, we can see it on your x-ray. It's looking like this. But, other than crutches.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And no scars.
Not from that. No. But I did have ACL surgery. And I have like gnarly scars. Well, they've gotten better. But they're still pretty. The one on the side is like this big.
Dude, like knee shit, like even somebody falling on their knees just gives me, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's chills. I don't know if it's like the feeling I get when I eat a puke fucking jelly belly.
Your stomach drops.
But it's like, yeah, like the tingles, like where you just feel.
Well, that happened to a girl in middle school. I don't know if it was our break, summer break, winter break, spring break. I don't know what it was, but I don't think it was the end of the year. She was waiting at the front of the door, and the teachers whose class it was, he kind of just let them do whatever. Didn't really monitor them. Mm-hmm. She got pushed out of the door.
Fuck.
She hit knee first, and she was pretty funny. She was a funny girl. Like nobody,
Like a goof.
yeah,
Goofball.
nobody had issues with her. She was just super funny. The class clown sometimes, and she's like, "All right, guys, help me up." And then she was like, "My knee really hurts. Actually, don't do that." And you look, and her knees like pop to the side,
Oh God.
and she freaked out. We're probably in 7th grade at this time. Ambulance comes to come pick her up, injects her with morphine, allergic to it.
Fuck.
And on top of that, obviously being a middle school girl, when men are involved, like paramedics who were attractive, they ended up cutting her pants off. The one leg.
She's like, please don't cut my pants off.
She was like, I'll take them off. And she's like, please don't cut my pants. They're brand new.
Fuck.
And because it was uniform, we could only wear navy blue, black, or khaki. And they were brand new black pants, and they cut
So you
that shit
can
off.
see her knee was off, like through the pants.
Because they were skinny jeans. And you could see her knee to the side.
That is so brutal. And then she was allergic.
So, and she was supposed to spend the night at a friend's house because her mom was out. So everything went bad.
So her parents had to like come back.
Mm-hmm.
God, that sucks.
Yeah.
I think I am morphine tolerant, so I kind of wasn't allergic, but I had a really bad back spasm once where I couldn't move, and it had been days, and they took me in. Then they were like, "Oh, hey, you're gonna feel better in however long," and then they gave me a bunch of shit, and then another injection, different stuff, and I'm like, "Can you still feel the pain? Can you still feel anything?" I was like, "Yes."
Crying.
No, I wasn't crying. But yeah, I was crying. But yeah, the fucking morphine does not work.
I did that with the lidocaine. They took out my wisdom teeth and they didn't put me under. They just did a bunch of lidocaine, and it wasn't even my dentist. It was like a specialist that came in and did it. Laid me down, put the brick like they do cavities, how they fill them. Puts the brick back there, injects me like 3 or 4 times, and I'm sitting with my mouth open, and you hear the saw. And I'm like,
Oh God.
she's like, can you feel that? And I started crying, and she got mad at me, and she goes, you need to tell me. With a block in my
But with
mouth.
the block in your mouth?
And I just crying. And then,
They should have given you one of those Stephen Hawking things.
help, help.
Ouch. Ouch.
Number 15.
You're like, fuck,
Wrong one.
It hurts.
So, I didn't know this. I know I'm Native American, but I did not know that Native Americans have obviously they have different genetic makeup, but for their teeth, their wisdom teeth. So when she was taking out my wisdom teeth, they didn't come out whole. She cut them in like 4s.
Oh my God.
So she was yanking them out, and I could feel one of them, and then finally it numbed up. But I just remember crying. I feel like this is the worst experience of my life. She took out all 4.
So they were like, the
Like-
parts were like sliding against each other, like as she pulled them out.
So they're just like, if this is the tooth, literally just like cut in 4ths.
Oh God. I got that same chill. I was like, if I see somebody fall on their knee.
And that was all 4 teeth. I was not okay. And then the lidocaine didn't kick in. I mean, it kicked in. So eventually like, I couldn't feel it. But because it was so much, I got home. I couldn't talk. I sounded like Daffy Duck. One of those were like this. They were paralyzed. Yeah.
I only got shot once. Gosh. with lidocaine, I didn't get shot. I'm not gonna touch it. But I swear, I felt the needle. He put it into my gums, and I felt it keep going up, and it felt like
Touch your nasal cavity.
it felt like he got like towards the back of my eye, and then he shot it.
I would have left. I've been like, I need a new dentist. You are not it.
And I was gonna go to work. So I was like, yeah, I scheduled like a split shift. So I was gonna work in the morning and then go to the dentist and then go back and close. As soon as he I felt it keep going up like into my skull, into my brains, my vision just went double. I was like, oh fuck. So I don't know if if it's actually possible for him to like hit some kind of like ocular nerve, but
Maybe.
my vision just went fucking double, and I had to call somebody to pick me up.
What happens with shots? The kids that she used to nanny, Macy. Well, she's a profuse liar. But she told her, hey, I went to the doctor's and I got a shot and they touched my bone. And then this one's like, okay, sure. And mom's like, no, really, like it happened. And the doctor was like, it's not that big of a deal. But she touched her bone with the needle. Imagine that feeling.
Yeah. Or like chips it a little bit.
She's going to grow up to be older and get x-rays and be like, there was a chip right there.
Yeah, it just sounds, it's like.
Little bone spurs.
I gave, I went to go donate plasma once, and they kept poking the same vein, and she couldn't get it. And then somebody came and they're like, there's like a limit to how many attempts they can do. And they're like, we passed the limit. Like, we can't keep shooting the same arm. So it's like, okay. And it was one of those, for the plasma.
It's two, right?
Speaking
they do
of,
one on here and one on the other side.
Yeah. So I thought she was joking. So I go, and then they put you on the thing with the armrests. And then they hook them both up. They're like, okay, we're going to give you, you can't move. So make sure you're comfortable. We're going to put a movie on. They put The Dark Knight on for me. And like, cause it's going to take a couple hours and you can't move from where you are. So it's like, okay, I'm comfortable. And
like an MRI machine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just not as claustrophobic. But then, so she says, I can't move my arms. And then on one arm, they give you medication. She's like, this is going to make your face really itchy. But I couldn't move my arms. So if I had an itch, she even said, like, if your nose itches or whatever, scratch it now. And then she gave me the thing. She said, this is going to make your face itchy. I was like, I kind of chuckled. And she's like, no, really. She's like, so let us know if you have
I'm being serious.
Yeah, let us know if you have like an itch or anything. I was like, what the fuck kind of like masochistic thing is this? Like, you go and it's like getting shot with morphine. You're allergic to morphine, but you need it because your fucking knee is hanging out.
You can't scratch.
Yeah, but then I ended up having to just get up and leave so I just got my car fucking itchy as shit.
I want to say something funny. I didn't know this because I'm stupid sometimes. That I didn't know that when they put like the needles in, it's like a catheter and you can move your arms when they do it. So when I got surgery for my ACL, I just stared at one. It's like, I'm not moving my arm.
Oh, so the needle was in there, like.
So it was in there, and they even said because it's like a plastic piece that stays in there because they have to like push through the anesthesia.
And then they pull it out.
So it was still in there because they give me like liquids and stuff. I sat there and I was like, I'm not moving. And even when I woke up from surgery, I sat there and I was staring. And all I remember is like touching my face. And the nurse is like, I'm coming to get you right now. Don't touch your face. I had the mask on. So, slapping it. And I was just staring at my arm. I'm not moving. I don't want blood to spew out.
God,
it scares me. But I didn't know that, like, obviously you can move your arms.
Yeah, because it's just like a soft plastic thing.
I didn't know that. And then when I was getting dressed, they're like, oh, yeah, you can move your arm. And I don't believe you.
It would be pretty fucking creepy though, if they like left a needle in your vein like that. You were today years old?
Yeah.
But yeah, in the last episode that's not my thing anymore.
I know.
No, don't go listen to the last episode. I could say it's not part of the game.
Not today. Not today.
But we forgot to bring up that we are gonna start dropping the episodes at noon just to try.
A trial and error. We just want to see how they do. The algorithm tells us to. The birds tell us to.
The birds tell us what to do, when to do it.
My FBI agent tells us.
But yeah, it's you explained it. And it made sense because we put them on at 6, and then if we don't get, because the views kind of pick up around noon, but by then
it goes off of like the interaction, and I get like releasing them early, because in like our heads it makes sense. But then you have to think about it. It's a Friday. I'm rushing to work. Don't care what's happening. Most people have the weekends off, and on their way home they'll listen. So we're just going to see how it does. The more interaction we get, the more people will see it, not just like our followers who save the alerts.
Yeah. But thank you for everybody to save the alerts and
Shout out to the peeps.
shout out to the beeps. But we talked about wanting to be, we've talked about our mental health a lot and how me and Beerly have not schedules per se, but routines, and we like when things are more so Beerly. But I'm a little more of a chaotic routine person. But yeah, things like that. There are certain things like when I'm super anxious, I'll listen to the same kind of comforting playlist and kind of lean on that, and then I'll just keep listening to that, and then I'll pay attention to that, and then every morning I kind of do the same thing, and it kind of puts me on an even
At least you
keel.
can be that way. I have to do something physical if I'm really anxious, or if it was like a hard day the past day, the day of, and it's still that way. I'm like, I'm going to jiu-jitsu today. I need to get some of this frustration out. No, I get my ass kicked. It's been like 2 years. I took a break.
Oh shit.
And then I ended up showing to like the advanced classes with like brown, black belts. I'm just getting mauled.
You're like, I'm more anxious now.
And I'm like,
I
this
gotta
is fine.
get better at this.
This is fine. Everything like the dog meme.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
This is fine. Everything's burning. But yeah, we talked about wanting to do something like that where everybody knows, like on Friday at 6. So we didn't want to just drop it at noon and start dropping them at noon without letting you guys know. So I almost did the white girl voice. I just letting you guys know.
Just letting you guys know.
I'm just letting you guys know. Just so, if you do that on Fridays and you have a routine and stuff, that we are going to put it out at noon and see how that goes. Maybe we get some new subscribers. But we also don't want to, we're not trying to like alienate the people that are subscribed now and are used to the 6 a.m. So we're just letting you guys know. We're going to see how that does. And hopefully we can get some more subs. And
interact with us.
Yeah.
Like, literally comment.
I do get like messages from people who listen, and then about the pod, I'm like, comment. But yeah, if you don't, messages are fine too. It's fun to interact with people that way.
Follow us.
But you can send me a message with your gripes on the pod, and then also send that message.
I always have gripes.
Cheyenne has gripes. Cheyenne listens. It's like, you guys are doing this wrong.
She's such a positive person, though.
Aw. Your mic's on. Say hello, Cheyenne.
You can't hear me rolling my eyes.
For those of you listening, she's rolling her eyes really hard.
It's like the SpongeBob one where his eyes are like...
But yeah, speaking of algorithms, there have been... Oh, fuck, my phone's right there. Like, we've talked about algorithms a lot, but
our phones are listening.
it's getting way worse. Like, things we talk about on the pod, even if, like, after this, everything we talked about something will pop up from it. Like,
Janko jeans popped up for me.
yes.
They were sitting there, and there was a girl who had them from the time that they came out to the time that they weren't cool, and it was like multiple sizes. Her little sister was wearing them, and she's like, "Oh, I asked for them back because we're the same size."
Yeah.
And she's trying to bring them back. Don't bring them back, please.
A friend of mine told me about a specific video, and it's one of those, like, once you kind of, if it's in your like For You page and you scroll past it and you're like, fuck, I didn't save it. Like that video we watched on the last episode from that show, Louder Milk. It's I had to go like searching for it, but luckily it's a show, so I was able to find the show, the tags, and then find that clip.
You didn't find the one at the Subway servers at the bottom. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, with the fucking Fortnite in the background.
Slime
on the
making
bottom.
DIY.
Just ASMR on the bottom half of it, and then Louder Milk on top. But it's, so we're talking about this video, and then the next day I sent it. I was like, is this the one? Like, holy shit. It's like, so it was almost like a useful, you can use it to your advantage. Like if you scroll past that one on the For You page and then you never find the, fuck, I didn't save that video. Just talk about it into your phone. And eventually,
They're listening.
Eventually it'll pop
Also
up.
listening.
Like at what point are we going to be able to not have to Google something? We just like,
You could.
we
Hey
can just
Siri.
talk it into existence.
Oh, Siri's ignoring me.
But then people who listen, like, look what came up on my For You page. I blame you. I blame the podcast.
Blame us.
But yeah, algorithms are fucking nuts now. And you saw it too, huh? Whatever. I'm not going to do it.
Touch it. Feel it.
No.
Comfort it.
Damn it. I'm so jealous of you. Just touching your microphone.
It was way up here. Barely was like talking like this high.
Yeah, we had to do all right, so really sorry. We had to adjust the camera.
Sorry. We'll fix it when you come back.
Yeah, so we adjusted that one. We adjusted Beardley's camera, pointed down for our
I am way
our
shorter than you guys.
for our adopted love child.
My gay
And-
dads. I love them.
And then I had to drop my seat about half an inch. But I don't know if we fit. No, we did. Finished talking about how you feel about doing the pod. But yeah, we're after the first episode, like listening back, I was like, we were in the car. We were like in fucking Imperial or something near the border. We're just like, we were listening to it. I was like, she's a fucking good podcast voice. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, she sounds like this girl and this girl. And we like pulled up different
Dude.
podcasts.
I told my friend Colin about it. And that's exactly what he said. He's like, that's the first thing I noticed. He's like, you have a good podcast voice. And he was like, no, I'm being serious. I was like, don't be weird. He goes, no, I'm being serious. It genuinely like sounds good.
Don't be weird.
Don't be weird. But yeah. I know. I feel like I sound like a little kid most of the time.
I forget who he said, but then we pulled up that podcast. It's like, yeah, it was like three dudes, and then she would pop in. And yeah, kind of same voice. Hers was like a little more of a upward inflection after she talks.
Number 50.
Burger King foot lettuce. But yeah, we were happy like right away how everything came out.
I'm not fired yet.
Not yet. Keep it up.
I'm appalled. I'm hurt.
Keep noticing when I touch the mic.
All at once. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the pod is fun.
You said like it's something new and
It's different.
yeah.
I've always done photography and like Photoshop and stuff like that. I've never been able to be like confident enough to be like, I'm gonna be here on camera. I'd start it and be like, no. Pass.
Yeah, it fucked me up like because he said it. I was like, oh, I was wanting to do a podcast. You want to do it? And I was just like, it was like so fucking terrifying that I said yes. I was like, yeah.
Don't put my face on there.
And no, one of the things too that I want to do is like, I kind of want, after we listen to the first thing, like I kind of want it to where like nobody knows what she looks like. It's just a voice, like a voice in the room.
6 episodes? This is, or 5
This
episodes?
is 6, yeah.
5 episodes.
Yeah.
Got me in a beard.
So we almost did it, but then we had that idea of you and the beard. I was like, all right, we have to post it so
It
people are
was
going to
so
see her.
good.
So
So good.
yeah, shout out to Cheyenne for making that beard. I think that was the first self shout out because you pressed the button for your own shout out. Yeah, beard's
How do you
fucking
feel
awesome.
back there, buddy?
I don't think I've broken anything yet, so.
Don't worry about that. Beardly paid for all that. Just kidding, Beardly.
His pod princess is coming out.
We have not. Yeah, he just tells me how much to pay and when to pay it, and I'm like, oh,
He said,
you
here,
go.
take my money.
Yeah, you make all the purchases. I'll just.
And he's like, bitch, give me my money.
I liked it. He's like, oh, I had to pay Best Buy today. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. You want some coffee or try to see how
Like your
long I
fucking
can
fake
ignore.
birthday. It's my birthday.
Dude, but it's my birthday. He's like, no,
You're
it's not.
fucked up. When you said that, I genuinely was like, am I that bad of a friend that I don't know? I was like, wait, I was here.
Yeah, he had that face. He's like, no, it's not. Like, yeah, dude, let's just say it's my birthday.
No, I'm not.
This is what we're doing for my birthday. We'll remember this day.
It's my birthday.
But yeah, I was genuinely fucking terrified when he said that. And then on top of that, video podcast, I was like, oh.
Well, even doing the skit, looking at the camera, I was like, what do I say?
Yeah, well, we did talk about like, for me, it's fucking like ego reduction where it's not caring. Like, who the fuck am I? Like, if I do something, if I fucking literally
Stop. I can't say it.
I say literally.
Say it again. Say it again.
Literally pulling a gritty in the bathroom.
Please do it.
Like doing shit that's embarrassing. I mean, just being on camera, just talking, even into a microphone, even if it was just audio, would still be very embarrassing for me to hear it or to have other people
And I've
hear
always been
my
behind
fucking.
the camera.
Yeah,
I'm never in front of it. Not even just like here, but when I do photo shoots and stuff for people, I'm behind.
yeah. That was one of the things I told him too. It's all like she knows cameras and stuff, like angles and when things look good, when they don't. So yeah, I'm glad it worked out. And you're doing a lot better in front of the camera right now than I did on the first one. I didn't want to look at them. I was like,
I'm going to sit this way. I'm going to look at this TV.
I was trying really hard, fake it till you make it. I was trying really hard to act like I was,
You're like, I got this.
I'm a natural.
I got this.
Whatever, video pod. I can
I'm
do
so cool.
it. Yeah, but so that. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? All right, so we killed off Lil Nas X on your.
Be nice. I couldn't. That was hard. Hard.
Sophie's choice. But yeah, so that's HATElyn, everybody.
I look like a child. I swear I'm not. I still get carded
Really?
everywhere.
Nice.
Like, I think I got carded at like 21 to buy lottery tickets.
You have to be 21 to buy cigarettes now?
Yeah.
Since when?
Since 2 years ago.
Oh.
They changed tobacco into that. With that. But gambling. Yeah, I got carded. And some guy didn't want to take my ID. And he was like, that's fake. Sir, I swear it's a real ID. Take it.
Have you guys been to Yamava?
No.
That's the one that's down the street, right?
I don't know.
I don't want to give away location.
No.
I mean, Morongo is down the street. Barely, you can edit this out. We've said mountains, so I mean that's still pretty vague.
That's as much as you're going to get. You'll never know.
But yeah, from both of us, just thank you for doing it, and we're very glad to have you on.
Me too.
And it's
fun to be
been
here.
a blast. It's last six episodes now.
That's crazy. It doesn't feel like that long.
Yeah, they go by pretty quick. So yeah, I think that's all we have for today. Beardly, have fun at the wedding. No
Yes.
embarrassing toasts. Thank you, Cheyenne, for filling in for HATElyn.
Cayenne.
Ooh, no. It's a no for me.
Caillou.
Caillou for real.
No, also no.
Go follow Caillou for real on Fortnite.
You guys
If
play-
you've lasted this long,
If you guys play Fortnite,
please
Caillou for
play
real.
with me.
That's turning into an ASMR channel.
It's always ASMR. Sorry, Bailey.
All right, so yeah, whenever you're listening to this, have a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening.
Have one of those.
Nice.
Peace.
You just like that.